John Prine looms large. And I'm proud to say that when I was a teenager, my friend Jeff and I built the zebra wood coffee table in John Prine's tour bus in 1973 or something like that. Okay.
1973 must have been a hell of a year to be alive.
It's both a dig and a comment, and pretty obvious too. Not a lot of mystery. It was the first time I made it to Colorado, which is I hitchhiked from New York to Colorado in 1973.
Wow.
So yeah, but there's more stories. Enough about me. You guys are here. Hey, how about the Brothers? Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so, and did I make that up about your parents actually encouraging you to listen to the Beach Boys and the Everly Brothers and stuff like that? Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We listen to a lot of golden oldies radio.
How do you rebel when your parents are that cool?
We picked up some hitchhikers once.
Yeah.
Marijuana.
So your parents weren't that cool.
No.
But you went to music school, you played classical music, you found your path, and then you pursued other musical directions and moved around a lot of different towns, right?
Well, we got into Django Reinhardt and Stefan Grappelli. That was the big thing that got us out of the classical mindset.
What a beautiful gateway drug.
Yeah, no doubt.
You
Agreed.
know, that
Also, marijuana was a great gateway drug. It's all right. I'm really dominating here. I don't smoke.
Yeah. I think that there's a lot of discipline and a lot of nuance and a lot of technique involved in both classical music and playing that manouche, that hot club jazz, and it's also strangely applicable to so many other things, including bluegrass and old time music, and that's what I meant about it being a gateway drug into other styles of music. And those are communities you found your way into also, right? Playing old time music and also when you were living in New York, hanging out with the Lake Street Dive folks and a lot of other creatives in New York.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was an old time jam at this place called the Lowlands, and it didn't matter if you were any kind of a music dork, you just and lived in Brooklyn, you just ended up there, and that was for a few years. That was really just the hang.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people got really into old time that maybe wouldn't have in a different short generation of New York's, cycle.
Was it in Red Hook or what partisan was it?
It was near Red Hook. It was in
Gowanus.
Was it Gowanus?
Gowanus, yeah.
It was just on the border of Gowanus and Park
I'm going to take
Slope.
a minute and step on your distortion pedal for a second.
Oh, yes, please do. There we go.
Oh, thank God.
I said I would remember, and I
Were
forgot.
you all hearing that little kind of high-pitched whiny thing? Or was it just me in my head? Yeah. Because 1973 was a long time ago. Yeah.
I see you know the gateway drug well.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to imagine your journey to visit all of these musical territories and all these different communities. Your new record, the January album, which came out in April. Mm-hmm. Ironically, maybe, just coincidentally.
Well,
yeah.
the reason that it was called the January album is that we recorded it in the month of, got to stay in a house/studio, and it was beautiful for the entire month of January, and we recorded for, I think, 30 days, and so 30 days of January, and...
Which January? What year?
2021.
We were all
January.
isolated. We ordered our groceries in.
Wow.
Nobody was allowed in. It was a great incubator. It was really amazing,
Wow.
actually.
Yeah, and we were very close to DC, so there was a very weird day where we were like, do we need to actually be careful about everything? But it all turned out sort of fine.
Because January 6th was in January? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that was right at the very
yeah.
beginning of our session. And
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was, we were just looking at it on Twitter. We were pretty far away.
Yeah.
We weren't there.
Did that inspire any... There were some pretty complete costumes there, headdresses and crazy
Yeah.
masks and stuff.
Yeah.
Did that turmoil and that uncertainty and that unprecedented assault on our democratic institutions and sort of inspire any songs or change the
think so, a
tenor of
lot.
your sessions at all?
I think the time and the fact that everybody had time off, we all found Zoom to be Zoom and SoundCloud and all these different
Yeah.
ways to communicate and share music and things like that. We all of our friends and our whole like huge community, we all still hung out together, but just in different ways.
Virtually,
And and so I think we fed off of each other, and there was so much to be creative about and think about and write about, honestly. So
Did anybody contribute to the record remotely, or was it all done in the session in January?
Alex Spiegelman recorded flute remotely.
Okay.
I think that's the only thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty iconic. You were going to play that flute part.
I was going to first
you-
have to learn how to play the flute, and then I was going to play the. But I'm up for that. I'm up for the challenge.
You still got time. We haven't
Yeah.
played it yet.
Yeah, I know. No, I did. We did talk about that. It was a strange time, and what was so remarkable was that music became so important, right?
Yeah,
As a means of staying connected and communicating and sort of defining our community. It was such an important part of that isolating time.
yeah, and it was a really nice. It became really easy when you didn't have to think about business at all, and all you thought about was music, and that was one of the biggest things for me anyway. I got nothing else to do,
Right.
you know.
You're not going to make any money no matter what you do. So you might as well just settle in
That's
and play
been my
music.
mantra since the 20s.
No,
You're
I-
not going to make money no matter what you. Nice. Glad I started a music business with you.
You guys have to get on the same track and aim in the same direction. You've
Yeah.
done this before for a long time.
I also want to add that time also, the two of us were living in New York City and we both left. I think what we realized is like when you take things away and you're only able to do whatever you can and you have to stop the hustle, we still drive, we still travel, we had to move around, we had to go places. So I ended up driving all the way to the California coast and I live there now. And David bought a camper. He bought a 9-foot Scamp and lived there for the entirety until he couldn't anymore. So
Did you say 90 foot?
9.
9. I was going to say a 90-foot camper. That's like, wow.
He doesn't have any money. He just tells you.
A 9-foot camper sounds equally unbelievable.
It's actually it's 13 tongue Defender. So
Okay.
but you have to, the tongue comes out. So we didn't have to we had a propane tank there. So that it's like
Yeah.
a closet.
Yeah. You should probably convert to electric.
I will say
Yeah.
the only propane we used was for heat. We used solar power to charge all of our batteries, and it was every time that we weren't plugged into solar, I would just look at the sun and be like, "We're wasting it. We're wasting all of this power.
Wow.
I could be charging something right now."
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. Once you have some solar panels, you're like, "I have power forever." It's amazing.
It's an unrelenting and super reliable source of incredible power that we
Yes.
need to capitalize on. So
Kind of like our music.
no, not like your music.
Much different. Much different.
Sorry.
Not as reliable.
Probably for the best,
It
actually.
burns out a lot faster.
But I do have to congratulate you on just the idea that you could sustain your life for a long time. And you said we, so it was more than just you.
Oh, me and my wife.
Yeah. In a 9-foot living space for
I couldn't have done it alone.
yeah. Really?
I would have.
Yeah.
It would have just become a complete disaster in there.
Yeah. You would have been like an astronaut or something like that.
Yeah, kind of.
yeah.
Except that there would just be things everywhere. Wouldn't be able to. It's so small. You have to be
Yeah.
one of those people that loves putting things in clever places and also puts them there when they need to go away when you're done using them.
Yeah.
You know?
She's a Capricorn.
Yeah. Or if you'd gone to the Naval Academy, you would have
There you
been
go.
tidier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. But listen, I think that it's important for people to understand that the world of music is a tenuous one, and it's also absolutely critical that all those of us who can do, and I applaud anybody who's willing to go out there and travel and write and record and persist and perform and against all odds find an audience and reach people however they can and sustain themselves, because it's absolutely worth it. And especially with you guys who have such talent. And you
Thank you.
sound so good singing together.
Well, thank you for helping.
Yeah. Well, listen, let's play some more music. Welcome back, if you would, the Brother Brothers. Oh, wait. One more thing. I know. I just meant to ask one more thing. Where do you guys live now?
I live in Miami.
And I'm in Los Angeles.
Couldn't possibly be farther apart from each other.
We love to travel.
Yeah, we love to travel. Okay.
Zoom.
Miami and Los Angeles. Okay. I didn't expect either one of those answers. But I'm really glad I asked.
Yeah.
Well, listen, let's get back to music. Welcome back, if you would, the Brother Brothers.